So I just wanted to go through the process of how I go about ordering my parts for these builds that I'm doing. In particular, the process I went through to get all the parts for this Rivendell base display. So what I've done, obviously that set is here on Rebrickable, but I'm using this one for example because I have said that I want to build this set. So what we've got here is the mock and the mock designer here. So you can see you can buy the instructions for $10 US. So what I need to do is part out this set and acquire the bricks before I'll purchase the instructions. I get the pieces first, make sure I've got everything that I need. So we can look down here. If you're not familiar with Rebrickable, you can click on this inventory tab, and what you can then do is, say if you use Brickable to obtain your bricks, you can click there and that link will take you straight into Brickable, where you'll either need to log on if you haven't already and then add it to a new wish list. And the same process is for your Bricklink account if you use Bricklink instead. But what you can also do, if you don't use either of these, you can export the parts list. So you can pick and choose your various file types here. So the XML file, for example, is basically your Explorer database file type, which is the one that I've downloaded. So you just click there and you'll download the file, and it'll download into probably your downloads folder on your hard drive or on your mobile phone, say if you're using your phone. And then from there, what I do, so I have a Bricklink account. So if we click onto my Bricklink account here, I've uploaded the parts list here into a wish list I've named Moria, so that I know what the contents is. And basically what I work out from here, so they have a drop down list here, so you can it tells you how many you want, and you can tell it how many that you already have. So through this process I then basically go to all my parts and I have a rummage around for, say, those parts that I need here, which I don't have any of. Well, I have one according to this, so you can see I've highlighted that I have one, and therefore out of the total of 7 I only need 6. So through that process you can either go through every single piece in the list if you want, or I prefer to do each piece as I go so that I know where I stand. So you can see here I've got a little pot of all the pieces I've started to part out, and I've basically completed the required list of dark bluish grey pieces there. So what you then do is, I think I may have mentioned I used GoBricks before, but the site that's actually used is called Webrick. So if I type in Webrick, here we go. So Webrick, and this is the site that comes up. So I have an account with Webrick, and then you can log on, register, create your account, and they'll give various discounts and whatever. So yeah, this is the site. So basically I've created an account, and you click on here and you use their upload tool. Now when you click on that, and this is probably where I've maybe got confused with the stage process and naming it correctly, is it takes you to brickwith.com, which I don't know whether it's tied in with Rebrick or it's just like a partner company, and they just work with each other. But anyway, when you upload the parts list, this is what you then get. So the same list of pieces then appears in much the similar way that Bricklink displays it. So you've got what is very useful is the part codes that Lego use. They are exactly the same codes as what Rebrick uses, or Brickwith. So if you're struggling to find the piece, because you can get it in the same order, but if you see here, not all pieces are available. So it brings up a list of the part codes. Obviously they don't have the piece, so they don't provide a picture, so you can reference the codes and check back to see which ones aren't available. But I basically don't worry about that, as I are just going through the pieces in the Bricklink. If I can find it here, I'll make the adjustments in terms of the piece count required, and obviously all the pieces that they don't supply I can then later purchase via Bricklink, which is the stage after this process. But what you can then do once you've uploaded your parts list here is then you add it to cart. So we add it to back. So once you do that, it then takes you to your cart page and basically lists it off in exactly the same way that Bricklink lists it, which makes it a lot easier. This is a bit slow loading because it's a very long list. So basically I've what have I done? I've got them ordered, or I've used the Bricklink sort by colour plus item name, and that matches the same order that's displayed in the cart. So from these counts in your cart, you can then make your relative adjustments to what you need. So for example, I got to the end of the list of dark grey pieces that I needed. Let's just choose this one because it's one count. So I needed one 6x6 wedge plate. So first of all, I checked through my pieces, and I don't have any dark bluish grey wedge plates here, so I needed that one. And Rebrick does supply that piece, so I can leave it on here as one count and make the purchase via them. So for example, a piece that they didn't supply, so fortunately I had all these pieces, but these were a modified brick with studs on all sides except the back. So I required two of these, and I had two of those, so that was good. But for example, where are they on this? Oh yeah, so they were a piece that Rebrick didn't have, so that would otherwise be a piece that I'd then purchase on here on Bricklink. What's happened to those in there? Oh, I'm on page 2, that's why. Okay. So yeah, there was a long list of dark bluish grey pieces, so page 1. Here we are. So similar, here we go. So yeah, you can see the order of things here at the start of the list is the same here, so you can see the differences in what they do supply and don't supply. So the modified brick was there, and you can see I require 2, I have 2, so that's all good. And basically you can just go through the entire list, picking out what you already have, using the Bricklink wish list to indicate the total amount that you need and the pieces that you have. Obviously the pieces that you have you then deduct accordingly off here. So where did we have a 2x2 modified brick? There we go. So the total amount that I required here was 190. I have 9, which means I only need to purchase 181, and there we have 181 ready to be purchased from Rebrick. And that's basically the process. So far I've only gone through the dark bluish greys, but for a set that requires 2037 parts, that's quite a lot. So let's just say it was 10 pence a part, or 10 cents a part if you're American. You're looking at 200 quid potentially there. So you can obviously before you start making all your adjustments in what you have and don't have, you can obviously trial it through a buy all and see what the total cost otherwise comes out of. So I did a total run and I was able to buy it from all UK sellers based, and it came to about £152. Well, Rebrick here, they've got a few pieces which they don't have, which is 36 different types of pieces, and what's that? Is it a total of 36 pieces? It looks like it could be a total of 36 pieces, so that's not much to sort of deduct. However, so far, oh, here we are. So the total without the pieces that I already have here is £94.39, whereas so far with the piece count that I've already got, I've now whittled so far down to £83.80, which is almost half the price so already than what the total price would be via Bricklink. So you can see the benefits already creeping in quite speedily. Obviously the downside to this is that it's coming from China, so I'm probably going to have to wait a couple of months or so, which is what I think I waited for all of these parts. But as I've explained in the videos, these parts have worked out fine, to be honest. I can't grumble about the quality, you know, whether they have the Lego brand on them or not. Lego and non-Lego parts have all been compatible with each other, and they work out a treat. And then obviously the process of getting any remaining bricks that you don't have and Rebrick don't supply, you can just go through Bricklink, and you'll obviously have additional shipping costs onto that, but it'll be way less than what you might have had to pay if you were a Lego brick purist, or if you went all in the Bricklink via Bricklink anyway. So yeah, that's the process I go through. So give me a thumbs up if you thought that was useful, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks very much.
And don't forget, I was born to be liked. So, subscribe, you son of a bitch.